Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Trade the Pool live stream. Here with me today, I've got me, Scott, Mitch, and Michael is back in the house. How you doing, Michael?
What's going on, guys? Good to be
Good
here.
to see you.
You ready to rock, Michael?
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
All right, how are we doing? Everyone all right?
Not doing too bad. Was able to bounce back yesterday. Finally made a little bit in First Solar. Looking at it this morning, thinking, man, maybe should have grabbed it in the pre-market. It's already fallen there, guys. I'm keeping an eye on this high flyer. It's down to 272. We'll see what happens with First Solar today. A lot of action going on out there. Another stock that grabbed my attention this morning, American Airlines. Bam, landing down there, and it looks like they're giving some outlook on pulling back guidance. The consumer starting to slow down. All concerns that we'll be playing in the market today. We'll talk all about it. But how we doing, Scott and Michael? What are you guys taking a look at this morning? What caught your attention?
I got a couple of small caps on. To be honest, it's still a bit quiet again. I'm hoping summer's not starting early. They can go a bit quiet during summer. But yeah, I've got a couple on. I'm looking at CCG at the moment, which is tapped into its benchmark, thinking about it. We're going to have a buy-side pull sitting down here around about 190. Could have legs on it up to 3, but we'll see if we get any volume coming out of that 190 area as we go into the open. Plus ASTS. This is also kind of in the benchmark. This is a benchmark 2. Yeah, this is a benchmark 2. So we've worked our way up there and we've tapped in twice to that benchmark. Kind of just holding that sell side liquidity pool at the moment. So we'll see what else it's got. Buy side sitting down here at kind of $6 to $5.80 on ASTS. They're the only two, I think. RSLS is there as well. Benchmark play, fader through the pre-market, popped post-market. So I'm going to look to see what happens to that. But this is 50 cents. I'm not a great lover of them being under kind of $1. But we'll see. This does have a benchmark 2 up there around kind of 95 cents. So we'll see what that's got on it. But not my preference, RSLS and GVH. As well, I'm looking at GVH is a benchmark 2 play at the moment. Currently sitting at 259. I'll check out its buy side liquidity in a sec, but probably down there around 225, I imagine. And then potential targets on that one up at $4.70 to $5. That's what I've got this morning. Michael, anything on your radar?
Yeah, I gotta first say, your background looks great, Mitch and Scott. I feel like mine needs some upgrade, so we'll work on that.
We gotta get you some lights, man.
Yeah,
Scott and I got the colors going on, man.
The brand color. So
yeah.
Okay, I got my NQ up. Let me share my screen for a sec. So yesterday I was live with one of our partners, and we talked about the Nasdaq. So I'll repeat it just a tiny bit. We're basically within a channel right now on a 4H. So we talked about this channel for many months, and once it reached the top of the range, it dropped down very nicely. Now actually traded within another channel, broke through it, retested it, bounced from it twice, and then yesterday when I spoke about it, one of my scenarios was basically breaking that support level, retesting it that we didn't do yet, and then dropping all the way down to the lower level of the channel, one option. The other one will be reaching back again to that right now at around 19,470, and that will be a resistance that most likely will drop the market down again. So either way, the first scenario looks pretty good right now. So let me see if it will continue to drop today. maybe to this range of 18,670, then bouncing up again. This is a 4H, so it could be like few days. Bouncing up again, retesting it as resistance, and then dropping. That would be a nice one to see. Besides that, I'm looking at a few other stocks, just the big names that pop in right now. DKS after earnings. Not a lot of volume currently, so I'm waiting to see more volume, so it will be a little bit more interesting. But right now, interesting at around 210, so it's above all of those highs. And the one scenario that comes in mind is basically a drop to the area of 207, 208, and then bounce from it. So it will open at around 210, will drop, then try to find a support at this area and bounce with it. That's one option. Obviously, Chewy, CHWY.
Yeah, Chewy.
Yeah, she definitely chewing something because it's popping.
Yeah, what happened, Michael, is I ordered some flea and tick for my dogs right quick, and this is what happened,
Got it. So yeah, working pretty good, at 19 right now. Looking at the hourly chart, also it's above those resistance levels from the 18 something. So a classic one will be a drop starting at 19, dropping to the area of that support at around 1840, and then try to catch it. That's also working great with the pre-market highs and the 200 EMA, this area right here. So if we drop to this level, that could be a nice bounce. And what else do I have? ANF, Abercrombie.
Yeah, Abercrombie. This is why I don't do earnings bets, Michael, because I'll be as honest as can be. I was thinking about shorting Abercrombie yesterday into this earnings report, but this is what usually can happen sometimes, especially with earnings. They came in, kicked it out the water. I saw best profits ever out of Abercrombie. Sales jumping 22%. What are you seeing on the charts, Michael?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's crazy. Obviously, the stocks went all the way down to the 20s or even 15 and bounced all the way up to 150, 60.
Yeah,
that's
just
insane.
Up 537% in a year,
That's it. And I mean, I remember when I lived in the States in 2008, I used to buy there all the time. Still remember a cool coat that I bought it on the winter, and it was great. But then, I mean, seeing that's insane, all-time high. I don't know about that.
It's incredible, man. It's incredible. I mean, I've seen the stores and they look a little packed, but I don't think this packed. And I mean, this looks like it's like if ANF was mixing with SpaceX or something, because this looks like a rocket, man. But incredible to see it. Sales still, I mean, the numbers are still there. It looks like on the earnings reports. Let's see if this can turn around. What are you seeing here, Michael? Do you think ANF can still have some legs, or is this
for intraday? Yeah, I mean, for intraday, we need a little bit more volume to the side. Obviously, it's all-time high, so not a lot of resistance that we can work with, maybe round numbers. On the weekly chart right here on the left, you can definitely see that the MACD is declining and lagging comparing to the highs that we made on the price. So it wouldn't be surprised to me if we will start on the weekly dropping somewhere around this area. So those are my stocks for today. Mitch, you want to talk about maybe the event that we're hosting for the guys that didn't hear about it yet?
Do I want to talk about it? Of course, Michael. We're going to be going through it. And guess what? It's an all-day experience for you traders out there. Don't miss it. Next week, June 3rd, starting at 7 a.m., and going all the way to 3. We're going to be here with you guys, teaching you the step-by-step, the playbook, different ways to trade, right, and understanding from front to back. If you want a nice master course, this is exactly that type of event. Don't miss it. Michael will be there. I'll be there. We'll be going through trading executions. We'll be also bringing in so many partners, right? We partner with so many great tools that can help you traders out there get to that next level. So don't miss it. You'll be learning tools. You'll be learning how to use them. And of course, some trading action. And guys, you don't want to miss it out. I mean, just even the raffle alone, I know who doesn't like free stuff out there. Show up. You just might win an account, man. I know I'll be there. The question is, will you guys look at that schedule? We got a great one for us. What's one of the highlights there, Michael, that you would definitely bring up?
Yeah, first of all, like you said, 8 hours of pure content. We're going to trade live, scan the right stocks, analyze them. We bring in a lot of the guys that we've been working with for the last few years. So Trade Ideas, Transpider, Bookmap, all of the good guys in this industry. So the idea is to take you from A to Z in one day, right? To give you all the tools, no BS. And that will be definitely amazing. But besides that, we are going to announce the swing program, the new swing program that's dedicated for swing traders. So this is something that a lot of the guys ask us about.
What?
And we finally did it. Yeah.
You know it. Hey, I have been one of
I know
those
you've
people,
been waiting,
like
exactly.
knocking on Michael's door every single day, like that annoying friend, just like swing trade.
Exactly. So we made it happen, and I'm excited to launch it, to see the reaction, and just bring to Trader Pool the good traders, the swing good traders that can actually pull it off.
Yeah,
that will be amazing. And of course, we're going to announce the competition. So basically, on the 10th of June, you're going to start trading for 7 days within that competition. So the registration will start on June 3rd, and then you got 7 days to pack your stuff, get into the game and get ready for that 10th of June. The competition is going to be crazy. Mitch, we did that a few times before. It was great. This time it's going to be huge. We have tons of prizes that we got from our sponsors as well, or from our partners. So everyone got into that, and it's going to be wild, definitely.
Definitely. I always love the competitions because it really can test yourself to see what levels you could actually go to if you pushed yourself to that, right? So definitely tune in for that, guys. Sign up for the competition. That's going to start up next week. But you want to be there at the event to get the details, of course, the swing trade, the raffles, and some free education, guys. Like, where else are you guys getting this? A whole day towards benefiting you and getting that process approach, because that's what we're all about here at Trade the Pool, trying to help you guys understand process approach trading so that you guys can get to the success that you're all looking for. So definitely excited to kick off the deep dive trading. Don't miss that. That's going to be next week. Link is right now, right there in the chat, guys. So go ahead and click that link. Get your name in there, get your email so that you guys get verified, and go ahead and jump part of the raffle, right? You want to be on that raffle? Well, got to hit that link, guys. Hurry up before the market opens.
Sounds good, guys. So I'll let you have it, and hopefully keep an eye on those stocks that I talked about. I will try to trade them as well, and I'll see you next time. Good luck, everybody.
All right, Michael. It's always good to have you, my friend. Definitely going to keep battling here. But excited to keep looking into what's going on in the market. And like Michael said, the swing trading package has got me excited. I mean, you guys know my best trade on this account is the GME swing trade, right? These are the types of trades that I want to show you guys more of. This is my bread and butter, guys. I'm telling you guys, if there's one thing I can say that, I can just do constantly and have success. I've seen it in the numbers. It's swing trading. I'm excited to kick that off. Let me know. Any swing traders out there right now in the chat? Let me know. Is that your bread and butter? It's always good to hear from you guys. What's going on, Scott? There was one stock that had my attention. I almost grabbed it. I need to do a little bit better of taking some shots in the pre-market, and that was with GVH. Did you see that one this morning?
Yep, I sure did.
All
GVH.
Right.
Oh, we switched.
Look.
GVH. popped up there into the this is one that wasn't too bad pre-market because it actually give you a chance, right? It give you a chance to get in on the long side round about here 174 when it was coming in. 174 up to 3, that's not bad at all. Ramped straight into the benchmark and now coming off. Just to look at it, because this can go again. It doesn't necessarily mean it's over for the day, but the key is whether or not we can get it down into this kind of 218 to 180 level. And if we do we see rejection, and does that rejection come on volume? What do you reckon, Mitch?
Yeah, I was seeing it like just literally right before we came in, right here on this 250 spot. Like these are the types of like flags that I like because it's very measurable. You know exactly like this is what was happening at that moment. I could see the pullback. I could see the VWAP. I could see it like just starting to go sideways off that 250. I could have grabbed 255 here. The idea was to sell it near 3 anyways. I wouldn't be looking for big reactions. I like to do like tight risk to return in the pre-market. Maybe gets the first profit and see if it goes through that 3. But you guys can see it. It ran right into that 3 and then started to decline. So let's see if we can get through that during the opening here and get back up there. Other stock major news out there, ASTS, right? Now teaming up with Verizon. I've talked about that they're going to see consolidation in this space. Yesterday, you saw kind of T-Mobile with some buy-up of a different kind of mobile service, right? And you're going to see a lot of consolidation in this space. I think you keep watching. And ASTS definitely in play today, bunching up at the 640s. Can this continue to go? Look at the daily chart. I think we have this resistance right here already. And so the 636 could start playing as resistance, or we can start to make our way to the next level, which is $7. I could see that being in play today. We'll see what happens. ASTS. This is Space Mobile. What's going on out there, guys? It's good to see you guys in the chat. We got some good ones, of course. You got a Boogie Woogie. You know it. We got VSync out there. Noel, of course, adding Palantir. Palantir, I can't blame you on that. Believe it or not, I have an alert set for Palantir when we come back through this trend line, right? So you can see the daily chart. You can see how we almost went through that. And then out of nowhere, we rejected it. You see that attempt right here. That was a little bit trappy. So when we can come back through that, I don't mind it on the long side. But for right now, it looks like it might try to fill some of this gap down below. That's where I'd be a little bit concerned on Palantir. That's just to catch one from you, Noli. What are you seeing in the chat, Scott? Anything catching your attention? Anyone?
I can see Tim in the chat. I'll give you one guess what ticker he's talking about.
Oh, when you wish upon a star. I'm pretty sure I can drive down to where he's looking at. What's going on, guys? Disney. You know, like everybody knows when you're driving into Disney, you know the big sign, the Welcome to Walt Disney. And then you're in the wonderful world of Disney. It's filled the gap almost, right? I mean, we're pretty close to that. What are you seeing on Disney's chart, Scott? Is this telling us that we need to get out there?
I'm just looking at the smaller time frame, see what we're doing. So, day before yesterday, or what was that, Friday? What are we? Yeah, it would have been Friday, wouldn't it? Because of the bank holiday. So, buy side held, and I'm in buy side right now. So, at the minute, we could see another little rally off of this kind of 101.50 area if we can get there. Let's have a look at the bigger time frame. What's going on? What have we got? Yeah, so this is residing in a bigger buy side pool. So actually, if we get a crack below this kind of where we've been, this $100 mark, then we could potentially see more downside. Where would that downside be? Let's have a look. So it's not going to be there. It's going to be the one that never touched. So 96. So there's a gap between the $100 and the 96. There's a $4 there to be looked at today. And if we go below that, then you're coming all the way back down to 84. But right now, what we're looking at is buy side holding right here, right now. So 101.50 would be nice for a push down. And then just like anything else, look for that rejection, look for that volume.
We'll see what happens today. I'm looking around. I'm seeing the banks weak. I'm seeing some weakness starting to come in. I'm looking around to see what's going to happen today. SPY looks very toppy too. Around this 530, we just keep running into resistance. I think it's opening the door for a quick decline out the gates here. And that's why I'm looking at for solar names like that, for potential short names that have gone pretty high up. NVIDIA, I still think that that's just a monster you might not want to run into. But I'm getting to that point where I'm like, man, at some point, this is going to maybe try to fill some of the gaps, right? There's a gap here. There's a gap right below that. At some point, I think we're going to come back to those names and those price points, which is that 1,000 spot, right? The only question is, do we first go to like 1,200 or something like that? So I know that you had called that kind of 1,200 spot, right? I mean, that's in reach right now. We'll see what happens today, see if we can continue going to that level. TSM also on the watch. Will this start to turn around? I'm seeing the tech names. What's going to go on with these, right? Apple with a raise in price targets today. Upgrades out there on Apple. A lot of people still betting on Apple to get back up there. And of course, join the AI race, right? I don't think they've actually, I would say, joined the AI race just yet, but something to keep on watch. Weeklies have been climbing. Maybe we get a decline to 180 and then the 200 push. But at least from the price targets out there, they're looking at Apple. We'll see what happens there. Looking around, guys, I'm trying to find some other catalysts to kind of mention here. American, definitely. The airlines are going to get hit. And I'm starting to look to see what happens with that leisure. We were looking at cruise lines yesterday. It was looking great. This news on American could start turning around these cruise lines. The one that I would look for maybe a little bit of a turnaround, a pullback in, especially as it's been just hot in 24. RCL is up there to 148.90s, maybe gets to the 150 spot. But other than that, I keep seeing it run into that 150 spot and turning back around. So 3 attempts to go through that 150. I'll let it do one more attempt out the gates and maybe shorting Royal Caribbean today. And that's how quickly you can flip as a trader. You don't need to get married to stocks. Just call it what you see and get after it, traders. All right. ConocoPhillips to buy Marathon. Did you see that deal? Looks like more deal in oil. Big buyouts. So definitely we'll look to see what happens in oil today. Valero and other names still in play. I'll see what happens to these. They've been trying to prop, but hey, it's a battle out there. That's for sure.
All right. Did you manage to short any GME yesterday?
No, I did not get GME yesterday. What are you seeing
on it? So I don't know
on GME there? I think the 24 is such a vital spot. Yesterday we ended up getting through it in the afternoon, so I didn't really catch that move, right? But I'm looking for that same move again today. Get back through 24. It needs to hold that, right? Like it seems like that's a spot where it just can't get through right now. And a lot of that is I'm looking at the bottom, that 27 gap right there. We rejected it. Yesterday we went to what? 26.66. 27.59 is that gap spot. Above 24 is the 27. Definitely in play. That little spot right here. Right there. You can see, where'd the wick go? It did that little trick move where it gets in the gap, but where'd it close? Below that gap. So let's see if that can get taken out. I think this is still something that retail's watching. The only question is, can they get the squeeze moving again, man?
I got this. I think I prefer the short today if we can get to 23. If we can get to 23, I'd like to see the short down to 21. And then from 21, what can happen from there? You know, are we going to come back in and get that buy side? I think it come in hard yesterday. And I think yesterday was the day that it kind of, if it was going to run for another supernova run, it kind of should have done it yesterday. But like I said, we've run into that benchmark, just come back off, rest in there for a bit. But I managed to short 2 of these drops within here, which was nice yesterday because it was the long side I was playing just a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, a short again today. If we can get up to here, 23, and then only targeting 21, see what we've got from there. Morning, future trade day billionaire. How you going today? What you got? What tickets are you looking at this morning?
All right, I'm looking at CEIX here and a coal player, guys, because I'm looking around for themes, right? And a lot of times I try to find a theme here. So look at coal here. This is an equally weighted index. You can see how it's starting to approach the top end. And sometimes I might be missing a play that, hey, it's just making a move, right? Like I talked about utilities for a while, and that has made the move. Now can coal get going? HCC doesn't look too bad. ARCH. You can see these peaks and how it starts to get going. Can it get through those peaks and start going to the 180, 190? And then the one that I like there, also CEIX daily chart, you can see how it's approached kind of a trend line and started to really kind of get the motors going. Now, can it pull back to the 90 EMA? Yes, that's still in play, I would say. That's 95.19 and 100 right above it. So does it want that 100 spot to reclaim it? We'll find out. CEIX. BTU is another one that I play in this space, but BTU hasn't been that great as of late. We'll see what happens. Mara being mentioned by Future Day, and this is on radar too. You guys know I've been playing Clean Spark, right? And it's tried multiple times to get through that 20. It just seems like it just is just struggling there. It's going to take, I think, a great day for Bitcoin or something like that for this to get through there. So right now, in a day where we could see some decline in technology, we could see a quick dip to 16, and then this thing comes working its way back around. So I'm not leaving that out of the question that it could pull back into this spot first, recollect somewhere in this space where it was before, and then make its way back to 20. I like it for the long. It did attempt yesterday even to that spot. Look at the 19. Look at the rejection. We went to 2050. This is the spot that the bulls are looking for it to take control. But for right now, the fight's on there. And that means I always think it can test the bottom of the range. In this case, Clean Spark could pull back a little bit and then make that next move through 20. So it doesn't mean that I'm saying that it's going to 10. But hey, it's definitely in play. Clean Spark, Mara, Riot, all charts that look to me like they're setting up for the bullish move, but could just come back to the support. Like Riot would be that $10 spot.
What about Tesla? Do you think that's coiling up for something? Look at this. It's
trying. What are you seeing, Scott?
No, I'm just seeing this. I'm looking at the VWAP. You know, I like to plant those VWAPs on like the high volatility areas. So I've got the earnings low, and then I've got the high from the volatility of the earnings. And we kind of trapped between the two. We've certainly got the deviations there that we've tapped into already. We haven't quite tapped that deviation below at 167.30, but we are trapped again between these two liquidity pools. You know, if you're looking at that, you're seeing a nice kind of double-shouldered head and shoulders there potentially. But what are you thinking on that, Mitch?
I mean, I'm just going to try to keep it simple for me. And I know today we're doing a little bit of some fun action, doing a little bit of MACD versus the RSI. So why not look at that, right? So look at the MACD here. You can see how it's moved from the bottom action as it came down from that 20 spot. So right, this was bullish momentum. Now we've started to get back above the zero line, which is this dotted line here. You can see how you start to get above that. So I'd be looking for moments to pull back into those areas to hold. So maybe we get one more crossover through that. You can see it right here, how it's starting to cross over on the light blue line, then that next move higher. So right now I'm looking for a little bit of a decline as this comes back towards 165. Then it starts to kind of curl back through. Why? Because at the end of the day, you can start to get this kind of inverse head and shoulders look. I look for these all the time. So I'll move into this spot here, right? Give me that look back there. Then it's going to look like an inverse head and shoulders. Then I'll look for the neckline break, which is over here, right? Work back there towards that 190. This looks like an inverse head and shoulders. This is the head, left shoulder. Now can we make that right shoulder and bend out of it? You guys know I'm a pattern kind of guy, so that's what I'll be looking for. And what this helps is this tells me maybe look for a quick day trade to the short side on Tesla. Long term or swing kind of weeks out, I could look for Tesla to come back and curl back to that 190. So both sides in play. Wouldn't you know it? It's a market, guys. All right, let's keep going. What do you got, Noli?
10 seconds for the open.
Let's go, guys. You guys know what it is. It's time, team.
It's time.
All right, guys, let's get after it, guys. Let's see what we can come up with. All right, and another thing is, of course, I got my Henry jersey on. I'm trying to run over this market. Let's go. First Solar is definitely in play for me. We'll see what happens, guys. It's already did a little bit of a decline in there to the 275 spot. I'm ready to short it here. I'll let you guys know what happens here out the gates.
ASTS just dumped into its buy-side liquidity pool on the open now. So we're just going to switch on. Let's see if it's how noisy. Okay, no, it's still too noisy to make anything out right now. We'll let that settle down for a minute and then we'll switch that volume on. But yeah, definitely dipping into that buy-side liquidity pool there. It's whether or not we can work our way out of it and retest those highs or not. But we'll keep an eye on that. Also, what was the other one we fancied this morning? GVH.
For Solar.
GVH again, that's kind of just off it at 220. So again, just keeping an eye on GVH, see if we can get any volume out. I'm going to switch that tape back on now. Mitch, what did you say you got First Solar long?
Starter for Solar. I got there 274.11s here, just 20 shares out the gates, just trying to look to see if it can balance out here. If it just rips through 278, that's fine because I only went with 20 shares, so I can handle that move right now. I'm looking for a really quick rejection of a bullish move and then takedown. So right in this level here, in this little gap spot, I want to see it reject that 277 move, take out the 272. There you go. That's a good move right there already, trying to trap some bulls there. Now I'm looking for 275s and 275.50s for add. Got to be quick. Got to be quick. The only way to get this sometimes, guys. All right. There should get a little bit of an add there. Boom. All right, let's see if I get that ad. No ad there so far. Pushing it up a little bit for the spread to try to fill me. All right, just added a little bit there. Now I got 40, 273.88. Some bounces I'm trying to add here and short First Solar. All right, guys, let me know if there's any other stock that's catching your attention. Of course, I'm focused on this one, but there's other stocks out there, of course. You guys let us know if you guys are seeing anything move in the chat. That's what we're here for. Also, I see Merck mentioned in the chat, AREC. Let me know, guys. What are you guys taking a look at? Canceling the ad right now. I'm not getting those ads, so the spread's going wider, and I'm just trying to add off the bid right now. All right, so it just took a little bit more there. I'm trying to hammer down now, and I want this to get through that 272. Going for the quick trade here, and just got to watch it. $60 on the buy, just in case I need to get out. I'm adding on 20s, 60s on the buy, just in case I got to get. What I like is this. You see this here, guys? This is what I was kind of looking for. You see all the red? Literally a sea of red here. It can change, but for right now, there's a sea of red. Every sector is red out the gates. All right, just seeing that start to come down. Now I'm coming after for sure. Now 273.60s. And now I really want to see this get back below 276. I got to go ahead and get out, but I'm starting to push and see if this can really start to break down. 272 to 270 could be the move, and then I could really be deep into the green here. So I got 80 shares now. Definitely a bigger position. I'm trying my best to size up and stay focused, guys. All right, we're not going to add any more. We're just going to hold on that position now. Now it could be first profits would be about half of the share size on a break through the 271. Let's see if we can get it right now. So I want to see go towards that pre-market low, this 270.40s. Getting that test up right now. Just got to watch it. All right, Qs are popping right now a little bit, so just keep your eyes on that. See what happens in tech if it can go back to green. Another thing could be watching is what flips to the green side. One of the things that's harder with First Solar is the spread, right? You guys see it. It's sometimes as wide as 50 cents. Getting the squeeze right now, looking for it to reject that 276.50s, and it just did, but a close above that might get me out here. $277 starting to hold here. There's a little rejection, but the spread is wide now. Got to be careful here. Let's see if we get that down move now. Got to be tight here, guys. We'll see what happens, guys. Like always, smash the like. You guys enjoying the action, watching me come after it here in First Solar. Win or lose, that's what we do, guys. We show you guys it so you guys can go ahead and learn from our approach. Apple up. That's one thing to note from the big boys. Microsoft up. Taiwan Semiconductor down about 1%.
Got GME in that level that we was looking for. Just seeing whether I can take a little starter on GME now. Let's see if it can give us anything off of that rejection. So looking for that 23 to hold. Everything turning red.
Yeah.
By the looks of it and the sounds of it.
Yeah, a lot of red out there, out the gates here. All right, pressure's on the bulls if they got bought up there. Now I want to see it just wipe out First Solar. No move just yet. Slowing down. That's where I get a little anxious on the slowdowns. I'd like to see this take out the 273. There's some sizing at 273.28s, but not much there. And it could take down this wick here. This is a 272.13. That's the real level that I'd like to see it break on the next move down. Right here. So give you guys a perspective there. Q's still pushing strong. That makes me want to cover, but I'm just focusing on First Solar. Q's looking strong, guys. That could push me out of my trade there, as the Q's just caught a pullback and now are pushing strong there. Cyclicals are starting to get closer towards the green. Might take a hit here in First Solar right now, guys. It's just topping, and now I could get bought up on this 277. So I got to really be careful here. I think I'm going to get that wick attempt here where it's going to wick above that. And that's where I got to be a little bit careful. There it is. That's 277.40s. But the spread is going wide right now. This is that last attempt for the breakout. So I'm just trying to hold through it. If not, I'll get caught on that push up and then I'll just get out on the loss.
Morning, Wilson. Not got anything on the radar today?
So yeah, 277. It's propping there. What's up? What's up out there? EVH mentioned in the chat. Not sure about that one. Wonder how GVH did. SYTA is another one on the radar too. It's holding a little too much off this 277, guys.
Just covered NVDA. Actually, NVDL. I was shooting NVDL. Tesla I missed. Let's have a look. Tesla or TSLL, actually. TSLT.
Q's pulling back, trying to catch a pullback buy off the 9 EMA. We'll see if it does that. There's the attempt. Show you that on the Q's right now. Here. So you see the Q's? See the 9 EMA right there? That's what I'm a little bit concerned on. I can see buyers trying to step up there. It's 5-minute candle and can't close above this high here for the rejection move off of this.
Got GME working out of that level, so looking to manage this one now. Would like to see 22. I'd like to see 21 Westwood down there, but we're going to have to manage this 22 area first, I believe. So it's whether or not we can get anything there, but if not, looking to cover that shortly. If we can get a push down, there we go. Let's see what that does any further for me. Come on. We'll give it. We'll have that. We'll have that. That's close enough.
There you go, Scott.
All right.
Good Scots.
Great Scott.
Yeah, you know it. You know it. We need to have that alarm. I need to have that button. Just can tap it right there.
I got a feeling this is going for 21, you know, straight off the bat. 22. Holding, but I think we'll see this 21 today. All right.
First Solar giving me some gray hairs today, guys. We'll see what happens right now. It's right on the breakout spot. Qs are coming back down. I'm holding a little bit, but definitely opening up today. Let's see what happens.
ASTS has broken pre-market high here. It's whether or not those shorts are going to come in. I think they prefer 7 over 650, but we'll see what they've got here. Look, we're just so broke that sell side liquidity. That's where the volume comes in, pops the pre-market high. Now it's going to be whether these shorts come in. I think they're more likely to come in at 7, but for me, that was a benchmark too. So any kind of spike up here and rejection would be good. Albeit bear in mind that is a day one play. GME's still toying with this 22 level, so zoom in a bit down here. Yeah, still so it's wicked down here, but if this could be a flush from a dollar flush down below if we can close below that that 22 level there.
First Solar just hanging out off this spot right here, guys. So I'm looking to see if we can do a down move here back to the VWAP. And then what I can do is I can either go for the swing or reduce exposure there. Just because it's been hanging out. The Qs is what I'm really watching right now. I just did a quick pullback, but hasn't really broken down. It's just pulling back a little bit. There's this like last bullish. So I'm looking at this like if I was a bull, up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 3, could try to hold this trend line on the pullback. So you see this trend right here. Sometimes like if I'm in a bearish move, I'm looking at what's the bullish move. The bullish move is probably holding this area here and then back up through. Right? So I always like to know what's the opposite side of even my trade. So I could look to see if that's what's going on. So you see right there into that level. This is where the bulls, I think, would try to defend that trend line. You see the wick there? So they're defending it. Now let's see if they can actually bring it back to the 277. That's where bears get worried, like me, right? And then that's the same thing, right? I always like to show that there's both sides of trading, man. There's someone probably looking at this chart right now in the bullish sense, and there's someone looking at it in the short sense. That's trading. Say if you ain't fading, you ain't trading. Let's see if we get the crossover, the MACD versus the RSI today. So I am going to be making several references. So in this case, I'd like to see a 1 minute crossover, that light blue cross back out through that yellow line and start to come back down towards this 0 line. There's the cross. Now I'm looking for the down move, not the cross back. It equally can bounce off that line. You see how right there? That's not what we're looking for. And you see that turnaround there. So the bulls definitely kind of bought that back up. Now the pressure's on me as a bear. A lot of selling pressure right up here. So I'm looking for that selling pressure to hold in and then come back down. So the trick would be, okay, now to come back through that. And on this test, now we break down. So I like to draw it out for you guys so you understand and the newer traders can learn. What are you seeing there, R.A. Wilson? What are you looking at? Scott, how's ASTS?
Yeah, I think, let's have a look. I think it popped $7, didn't it? Yeah, so popped $7 there. So again, that's the momentum that kicks in. Doesn't look like the shorts really had any kind of, there was a little bit of 7, but not a huge amount. But you know, it's RSI is saying it's overbought right now, so we'll see if that's right. See if it's just done a curl at the top. So we'll see if ASTS wants to come in now. What was that, 750? Yeah, okay. So they preferred 750 there. I don't blame them with that momentum, but now they're in. So that's them showing their hand. Now let's see what they've got for the buy side. They're going to be sitting all the way down around 650-ish, I imagine. No, lower, 620. So 620 there would be the target on that one. If I was looking to get into that momentum kind of buy or that very first initial, I'd want to see whether or not this is going to hold here around 680s.
Q's working their way back, guys.
So if we've got right, so this is what I'd normally do. And so we're obviously over the benchmark. So as I can see the shorts showing their hand, I'm going to take this and see if this is a place where they're going to add to it or whether the momentum comes back. I'm not seeing a whole lot on the actual tape for ASTS, to be honest. So yeah, I'll keep an eye on that one. But yeah, let's see what we get here at kind of 720. If we get an instant rejection off that 720, 725 area or not, or whether that's just it, as those bears came in pretty solid there. Mitch, I'm managing FSLR.
You know it. It's right there off that, right there. So it's right now just trying to do this kind of like little blow off attempt. And it did come back to that spot. Didn't break it there. So I got to be careful here. It's definitely doing that kind of wick here. So the big thing for me is a 5-minute close above this 277. I'm going to get out for sure. But it's right off of that. You see that's 9:49. We got about a minute left on this candle. I'm trying to get through it. Let's see what happens. If not, I'm going to take a big hit here. Big thing is the Qs went right back up to the top of the range. So when the Qs are doing that, I almost can't expect for Solar to be kind of crashing down here. Solar is red today. So I'm kind of in the battle right now, battling what? That pre-market action. If I had yesterday's prices, I would be sitting pretty off 280s, 279s. There's that 5 minute coming for the close. Now I'm watching to see if we can get back below this here.
CCG
There's the closing action. All right, now I can start risking off that high there. Q's ripping up here, guys. I got to set the stop here. Might get hit here for about close to $400 loss here. We'll see what happens. 396 to 80s would be the loss there. I just see the Q's ripping right now, and that just concerns me. So I definitely got to set that stop out there. Look at the Q's trying to make that attempt to the 457s. There's the push. At least First Solar made a down attempt there here. So what I can do is if it starts to get back towards my entry here, I can try to limit down the damage here and just take half out and look to see it work because the range has expanded here, but still no break of this trend line. Need to see this trend line start to break here. Did work back there towards that high, so I don't want to see the 278s now. Battle's on there, and for Solar, it's trying to do that crossover here again. See if we can actually get it. Q's are strong, man. A and F was strong out the gates there too. So looking around to see what is making moves in the markets. See what's leading the Q's. PDD, Intuit, Zscaler, CrowdStrike, Adobe having a decent day. Netflix, Melly starting to get a little bit of a lift. Lulu going through some of the big names right here. Amazon, VWAP bounce there. And some other names starting to go to the red. But PDD, China name, doing well. How's DAL doing? Oh, it's actually making a little bounce there. All right, back to First Solar here.
Wilson, you are short quarter size on ASTS. Let's have a look what I've got here. Yeah, so that's kind of just tapped in that 686. So it has recognized that first push, literally from this pullback wick down here to that high. So I'd obviously prefer a little look at 722, 724. But if we can break this area down here, we're looking for 626. So let's see how that goes. BNAI is on the tape as well. That should be working out of a buy side pull as well, I believe. Yes, it is. Yep. It's okay. It's a bit late, but this is on the tape. Where's the VWAP on this? Okay, so that's the first target for those buyers that are coming in at this double dip level there at the VWAP. I'd like to see $2 on that. Might get another go. Let's see if we can come down again. So if we can come down again, you can see I'll just track these up from the low to the high. If it taps into the buy side, we go again, take it from the low to the high. So now, do they want to come back and get 179? If they don't want to come back and get 179, then that can be an even more bullish expression of the volume. So we'll keep an eye on that, see if that comes in. But right now, VWAP sellers versus the double dip buyers around that 200 moving average. What else we got? GVH was looking at earlier. GVH coming down off the open into its buy side, not doing anything on the volume wise there, so leaving that one alone. RSLS into its VWAPs and back down into its VWAPs. Where have we got? Let's go from the last swing. No, that's liquidity. Yep, so that's kind of below that buy side. So I'll keep an eye on this if we can get below 41, because then you could perhaps have 40 cents on it, because we've got kind of 90s as the next benchmark there. What happened to GME? Okay, so nice. That was, and see, I was expecting this to go 21s now. It held the 22 levels. So the question is now, is this going to be kind of backside today? Because if it is, there may be another potential short on GME. BNAI on the tape again. So it looks like that's going for the push up to twos. So seeing if GME can hold this sell side here at 22.59. And then that would be nice down to 21. Back to BNI quickly, because that is on the tape. Okay, so there's the target. That was the buy to the sell. I didn't take that, but that was the idea. Didn't come back down for that 179. Therefore, that's a good sign to the upside. Question now is, can it break this 220 level? It can break 220, then it's got more to the upside to go. 230 is the pre-market highs at the moment. So keeping an eye on BNAI as well. Mitch, how you doing?
Hanging in there right now, and it's just going to be all dependent on what the market gives me, right? That's what it's always about, guys. Unfortunately, we don't determine what the market gives, and I'm just focusing on right now my levels. There's still rejection here that could happen here, and you see the crossover. So the momentum slowed down, but we're not getting really that pullback to VWAP. That's what I need to see next to stay in this trade. If not, 278's up here. Definitely going to start pushing me out. So you can see the spread also trying to collect volume up there. That's good and bad thing, right? Because you're opening up the spread about 60 cents here, and that leaves room for buyers at the 278. So you see how it's holding the trend line. That's not a good thing. It should be closed down below to this 275. Then that could be a help for me, but it's approaching right now the breakout. A big part of that is just the Qs ripping up, right? It was all red out the gates here. Now we're starting to see a flip, guys. Look, technology back to the green. This is important right there. So the sector making it back to the green is tech right now. It's 0.01 up. This is from the open. I took my trade on First Solar today, and I'm just sticking to it. I might lose about 300 to 400, but it's okay. The positives should be, if it's in my favor, it's about an $800 trade. So let's see what happens here. All I can do is just stick to the risk to return game. Right now, it's trying. You see how it's like teetering on that trend line. DKS starting to pull back. ANF, a big rip out the gates. We'll see what happens with those names. But definitely seeing a nice little push. How did NVIDIA do? It did come down a little bit, came back up, now trying to hold the trend line and trying to hold the VWAP right now, actually. And this is interesting. Can this come down? NVIDIA coming down would maybe turn the Qs. We'll see what happens. First Solar, big rip there. Got to watch it here. It's trying to break out, but it's also recollecting off of like hourly shorts. So I'm trying to see if we can hold here. Then all of a sudden, big candles down, elevators down, stair step up. That's what I'm seeing right now. There's the Qs pulling back a little bit. What you seeing out there, Scott?
Oh, just looking at one for Great Scott, Neon. Let's have a quick look. So we have benchmark 350 right at the top of it. Is this, let's get down here. So yeah, it looks like this. So yeah, this has been in play since April, the end of April. So again, that's the kind of gap play I'm looking to fill between the two yellow boxes. If it wants, it's got $5 on there, but given the amount of time it's taken to do this, I would expect it to, albeit a little bit quicker, if we did hold above 360s to get to kind of 480, a little bit quicker than what it's done here. But it has continued to hold buy side almost perfectly, I imagine. So one there, another step coming up here, then the next step coming up here. So what we're seeing now is kind of this step from here to here. And it's whether or not it wants to close above 360 and hold 350 now, or whether it does want to come back and grab 279. So it's a little bit of a difficult area. If this was a small cap play that was running and this was its first day, then I'd say, yeah, it's definitely got the opportunity to get up there to $5. But let's have a look at what it is on the 2 minute here. That's coming on the hourly. Yeah, I mean, this is good volume compared to the days previous, but I wouldn't be inclined to do anything right now. Great Scott. I mean, even on the most recent push, it's got to at least, I think, come down to 320. Whoops. Yeah, at least 320 on this one. I'm thinking moving averages might come up there and then see what kind of rejection or volume you get from 320. If we break 3, then obviously it can come back and look for that little dip further down, which is going to be 280. But yeah, that's what I got. There is still potential upside. It's just whether or not now is the right time to grab it long.
Starting to get a little decline in First Solar, right? But it's not much right now. I'm looking for the VWAP to break here. We'll see if it breaks down. That's the next step.
Wilson's still managing. ASTS, by the looks of it, is eventually shorted another quarter size on ASTS. Also, a couple of quarter sizes still in a quarter. Are you looking to add up there at 720 or a bit nervous that it might run the highs there, Wilson? See, I want to see it coming. I'd love to see it reject off this kind of... I don't mind a double top back into 750s and reject, or if we can reject anywhere kind of here. This will be the alert coming up, I think. Let's have a look. Video coming off strong on the tape anyway.
Interesting one I'm looking at right now is DKS. It's been strong, man, out the gates. Show you guys that right now. DKS. So there you guys see it. It looks interesting off this kind of like pattern right here for a pullback to VWAP, eventually back up, but I could see it going quick to VWAP. That's just a trade there. Always like to give you guys some other ones out there that are moving. That one's definitely on the radar.
What are you looking for in that price action then, Wilson? Looking for that like a quick push and a reject, or you're gonna you kind of limit ordering it up there where you think it should come in?
ASTS.
Okay, there's the push. Still BNAI on the tape though. Here, it's not certainly. Let's see if we get anything as we come through this level. No, BNAI still on there. Quick switch. Okay, it's working its way out of the next buy side. Okay, there's the rejection.
Chewy up to 2081. Big move on Chewy today. Big move. DKS up there, ANF up there to 177. Can't stop that Abercrombie and Fitch. It's up there to 180s, man. What a move. That might actually affect AEO to the upside, right? And so that's American Eagle, and you guys can see it just propped through that 2410. This is one that I would maybe look off if I felt bullish about ANFs to continuing. AEO could be one to kind of keep an eye out for. Of course, American Eagle, Abercrombie, and then Urban is another one that has a tendency of moving with it. The paddles on for First Solar here. Definitely been taking my shot in First Solar, guys. And I think that, you know, sometimes I just try to stick with the trade. Sometimes it's going to, you know, reward, going to go against me. I can't worry about that. All I can worry about is taking action decisions. All right,
BNAI
let's see what happens there.
BNAI is owning the tape this morning. 2 pushes down, just kind of missed that 179 level, but pushed out of it. Now, at the minute, I've not really got a close above here. It's whether or not it's going to push again. I'd need to hear that on the tape again for another run up. But pre-market high up there at 230. There it comes. There it comes. 800K on the tape there.
Solar keeps holding in here.
Flush the chain on Solar. Flush the chain.
Just bring the clouds. They can't do much about that. Where's the thunderstorm for First Solar? I got to be like Dubai and make my own thunderstorms.
That's it. See them clouds, man.
That's it. That's it, man. I'm doing it right now. I'm sending the plane, guys. We're going into First Solar here. First Solar. As you can tell, I used to get in trouble way too much in school for sound effects.
You like that guy off of Police Academy. Do you remember Police Academy?
Oh, you know it. You know it. You got to have good times, man.
The helicopter's the best one. If you can do a helicopter, I'll be impressed, man.
All right. All right. We'll work on that one. Dick's Sporting Goods starting to pull back a little bit there. I'm also seeing an interesting name that's a cloud play. It's called Box. I don't know if you ever heard of it. BOX. It's on the scanner and doing pretty well. $27. Nice little push out the gates. It's a cloud play.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's a cloud stock there. Woof. Coming back down, man. That Woof, man. That Petco not doing well. I take a look at it, guys. I'm sorry, but I'm just focusing on this First Solar trade right now. But definitely, I see Wolf getting hit hard today. And then Ozark. Are we getting some banking concerns today? That's interesting. I like the looking at XLF for maybe potential short JPM. How are those doing? How the banks? Regional banks getting hit today? Let's see. Looking at what's getting hit. There's some. PNC, how's that one? I usually just take a look at that. Yeah, they are taking a little beating. All right, guys. First Solar might give me the real beating here. I'm watching this trend line, man, but man, it's giving me gray hairs over here. It keeps rejecting that kind of 277.50 to 278.50. Like there's like definitely rejection there. And I think that's a lot based on the daily chart too, because you can see to the left, like this high right here, 278.80. Like back above that, that's a kind of bullish move. So I could see how the bulls are watching that right now. So back through the 278 50s, that could be actually a bullish setup. Always got to keep in mind both sides of the trade. How did Nvidia do? Did it come back yet?
Nvidia's, yeah, it pulled back kind of 70% of the drop this morning, and then it's toying with that moving average now. Just wicked into that, so wicked into 1,128. Now 1,123 off that wick.
Can this candle go from green to red? Opened at 277.12. Got about 1 minute left here. Very vital on this 1 minute.
You got it, Wilson. You know what I'm talking about.
What's going on out there, traders? It's good to see you guys. Smash the like, and of course, do us a favor, guys. Share this with your friends. I see a lot of you guys on X right now joining in. Do us a favor, guys. Just hit that retweet right now. Let us know that you guys are tuning in, and we'll be there at the event June 3rd, of course. Get your education for free, guys. You guys that are on Twitter, you guys might want to come over to the YouTube side of things for that day so that you guys can chat, ask questions. We'll be there for you guys. You guys be there for us. All right, here's First Solar trying to stop me out of here, guys. We'll see what happens. It's definitely trying that. Here goes the push. Got to get ready to get out. I'm out there, guys. Just took a big little beating there, guys. Oh, wrong trade there. You guys see me make a mistake here. Sometimes you make mistakes, right? You got to just hold it to it. I'm looking at that 279. Ozark, I definitely got to close, but it's a one share, so it's not going to do anything. So but I'm always going to let you guys know even when I make a mistake, right? All right, so we just went off that 279 spot. So right there, already set it. Set the stop now. I can go cover that Ozark right quick as a mistake trade there. And that's important for you guys to notice. You know, the big thing is just focus on what you're doing. Then go back on what's the most risk exposure. That's for solar. There's a stop out. Boom. Took the hit, guys. Took the hit. Going to keep battling today, but definitely took a big stop out there in first solar. Got to take shots. Shots are taken. Took a hit. Let's bounce back. BNAI still looking hot there. Up there to 230s there. And look at that. We've been seeing a little bit of these like kind of big cups with the big handle here. BNAI not doing too bad there. DKS now starting to struggle at this spot. Will it come back down or get the next lift? We'll see what happens there. ANF up there towards the 180s. I'm tempted. I'm tempted to come after ANF. We'll see what happens. All right, looking around, guys, trying to find what's going on with the Qs here and NVIDIA. Will NVIDIA make the next move up here? Big moves to watch for.
Trader Light's got Marathon Oil on.
Okay.
Just trying to draw those in now. Yeah, so we are bogey level, right? Don't know why I'm going into all different colors here that I normally draw, but yeah, benchmark up. There's one there at 30, but this is the bogey level, like decent rejection on volume on pre-market off that bogey level. You're looking to short 28.90 if it gets up there, right? So let's have a look on the smaller time frame. Looks like it's having a little push now, actually. So look. Yeah, so I've got a sell side initially here, 280s. You've got 290. I've got one up here at 29 as well. So let's see how that one works out. Trader Light. ASTS. Still toying with this sell side pull. It's definitely working up there, isn't it?
Yeah, you got a little bit of a kind of an ascending triangle there. Trying to reject the 230 spot. Or the 230, the 730 spot. Is that right where the liquidity pool is?
230. Yeah, the top of it is at 238.
All right, I could see that action off the one, right? So you see how you're starting to kind of balance in here. So it's kind of like what I like to do is I start to look, okay, so it had that down move to here, up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Goes up to that, starts to come back, up. So now you're getting that kind of attempt here where you've had 2 or 3 attempts to get through that level. I look for one more failed attempt on the short. That's just what I look for, right? So that 4th attempt to fail and then come down. Could also look for it as a long off this trend line, right? So it's that 750 attempt and then the takedown through the 7. And it's also the bullish move here for it to come up back through, but go above to the 775s, right? There's always 2 sides to the trade. I've been trying to show that all day long.
Yep. Yeah, so that for me would be the push through 739, but I think it's the angle of these VWAPs. Obviously, the pull's there, but it's the angle. These have not flattened out. So the volume side, of the moving average, the volume side of it, as well as the moving average side of it, which is just looking at the price. But the volume is also saying it's still kind of on the upside at the moment. But like I said, for some reason, I'm not grabbing this one on the tape for each of these pushes. So perhaps it is on a lesser volume that we're toying with up here. Well, I'd much rather be seeing this down here at 640 than I am above that benchmark. But we'll see what it's got. It might just be accumulating up here to get dumped on, basically. But, what else we got going on? Anything going on with Tesla?
There's ASTS rejecting the 730s little push. It does look interesting right now. That 720s I'm going to hold off for right now, looking for that last little push, but we'll see what happens there on ASTS. Let me know, guys, if you guys see that last push. First Solar, this is why you get out sometimes, guys. Look at that. I'll always be as transparent to you guys to show it to you guys. Look at this move. Look at that. That would have hurt. I would have stayed in that one.
Was that almost the same price level you shorted yesterday?
280s, 282s. And so like yesterday, eventually I got this little breakdown that went back towards like this 279 spot. And I actually was able to end the day green. So that it was a slight green. Remember, I had a loss like 200. So I made like probably like 360s yesterday at the end. And so that got me like up just slightly for the day. But then First Solar flushed off of those right in the pre-market. You see this 280 area? So I was thinking maybe it just won't get back there in the open. And it's back there, guys. So now I've looked to see if you can take out that Tuesday high, 283.63. Going to be a very important spot. Look where it went to 283.63. So you see the daily levels sometimes, guys, really hold. And I really like to look at daily levels and mix my day trading approach. Just understand those daily levels, and always looking at that is one way that I take a look at stocks. All right, Chewy up there to 2130s now. This has stayed strong move there in Chewy today. STS back down to 7.
Yeah, I'm sure STS.
There you go.
This is my second attempt at ASTS. I shorted originally 708 and covered it at 724. So again, I've shorted now, but if this comes back again, then I'm not touching it for the rest of the day because I'm above that benchmark. It does look like it's accumulating up here, but
Nvidia coming back, guys. Remember, tech was red to start the day. Going green now. AMD starting to work its way back. Box. Formula One style.
Man.
Box.
There's GME off of, and like I say, there was another opportunity there for the same trade at 22. This time hoping for the break of that buy side, which was kind of originally sitting just here. So again, if we can break that 21.98 is here. Obviously, the trade was up here. I wouldn't be trying to short the crack of this 21.95 necessarily. The trade was again one here, another one here of this triple top into that sell side at 22.65, coming off the same trade again, essentially. So whether or not this level is going to hold again, or does it want 21.25?
BuzzFeed getting a little bit of action here, but it's lower volume. I'm just taking a look at it on a longer term because it came up on the scanners. Daily chart, of course, had that big pop with that. I think it was an activist stake in it, or just a stake, something like that. BuzzFeed up there to 320s now. We'll see if that can keep moving. But I'm looking around through the scanners to try to find some plays out there. If you guys see anything making a nice move today, let me know. I'll definitely watch it here. All right, let's battle in here, guys. I'm looking for another trade. Jemiah going a little bit higher.
Go and say that again, but a little bit more rap styley.
Yeah, Jemiah. That's the Amazon from Africa. You know you use that one, right? I know you ordered everything from there, Scott. Jemiah. JMIA. Jemiah, I remember when this first came out. This thing was up there to 70, man. It's a $6 stock now. That's how it goes sometimes. DKS up there to that resistance, fighting in that resistance. It could push one more time, though. I could see that happening. PDD pulling back. Just ANF, man. That 180. Momo. Chewy's staying strong right now.
Great Scott. You looking for Lucy?
Lucy, I'm home.
So benchmark 2 right now. 1, 2, 3, 4 with the poker head just above. But look, their moving averages are not cracking yet. You know, the momentum moving averages are no good to us right now, really. So what have we got on the latest ones? Dunk. Yep. Did this one catch or miss? That's a miss.
Whew, deer's just falling off.
So if you're thinking short, then you need to contend with 63. Have you got enough on it from 72 to 63? Moving averages there. Where's the VWAP? VWAP sitting right under there. Quite sure what I fancy with that being under $1 as to whether you can get that. I mean, if it was an all-day fade from these highs at benchmark 2, then you know you got 45, 40, 50, 45 on it. But at the minute, it's just pushing up on each leg, and the next one could be a drop to 63 for the next push, albeit at a benchmark 2. So no advice, but that's what the levels are.
Nvidia back to kind of like the pre-market kind of resistance right now. I'm seeing it reject there. I'm wondering if the Qs are going to pull back a little bit. So looking around, Apple really strong, got up there to 192 today. So definitely that's why one of the big boys that are strong.
Wilson, you're still holding ASTS?
I think just slow down, man.
It's not the pop and drop that I like to see into that sell side for sure.
Yeah.
I'm at break even right now, and I think that's where it's going to stay for me. As I said, there's I want to see that draw. I don't like their moving averages holding, but this will be good for you, Wilson, because we've done this before. This is where I get in, and you come back to me an hour later and go, "Yeah, ASTS worked out." Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there it is. Look, as soon as I get it out, doesn't that happen every time?
I told you.
Look at that bad boy. Look.
That's what happens. What happens is you look, like I told you got to help each other out.
He got me there. Look at this. Short, no, cover. Short, no, it's not doing it for me. Cover. Boom. There you go.
There you go. That's all that was needed.
There you go.
Oh, man.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Wilson.
Toast. Man, what company really has some issues is like a company like PayPal and Square, man. They have issues underneath the hood.
And what is I go into PayPal and I see the same thing that I saw 15 years ago on PayPal. I mean, it's like, what are they? They got any crypto going on these days, or like I just don't see.
So what they have is, of course, is PayPal and there's this Cash App and Venmo, right? That kind of action.
Yeah.
But that's like what they get now. They get pennies out there. I just don't think that's the same thing. And there's so many alternatives, right? That's really what it is. It just comes down to alternative and market share kind of going elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, you can't rest on those laurels that you know, we've had this business from, you know, wherever, eBay and wherever they've had for the God knows how long. Those fintechs are coming hard on the heels of anyone that rests on their laurels, I think.
I'm looking around, guys. I'm not seeing much action that can come after. So if you guys see anything, let me know. I saw Moderna took a big beating today out the open.
Look, Wilson. It sounds like someone's died. It was a scratch trade. It was 20 cents. Right?
It's okay. No,
Yeah, it's all right, my man. But thank you. Thank you.
You just owe him some lunch, man.
Yeah.
That's a little lunch right there. Don't worry, Sky. He'll get a coffee for you a little later today.
Oh, dear.
I'm looking, guys. Not seeing much, man. It's a little bit of a slow action. I mean, there's some stock there just keep like kind of tapping towards the high. I hate buying high day breakouts though. What is this Hello Group? That's Momo. It's up there to 529s. It's not much move there. And I'm looking for some smaller names too, but not seeing too much there. There's that BNAI that's just tapping off the top.
Mm-hmm.
That one's an option there. I want to get into another trade here, but just got to go and look for the right setups. Not a lot of action out there, man. I'm going to have to look at somewhere else here. Let's look at the scanners here. INOD still hanging in there on the daily. Whew. You know what would have been a really nice stock to trade that we never went after? Remember, I was thinking about shorting this thing, this bad puppy.
Oh, Biopharma.
Oh, man, that was just a couple days ago. Look at that thing. That thing's back down into that gap. That's why those biotechs, that's why shorters go after these.
You can understand why.
Yeah, it's hard to go after them. Don't get me wrong. These aren't easy by any means, but it makes sense, right? I just think you got to go and like kind of build a position on those. And I've seen a lot of like the big shorters, Tim Grutani, out there. Yeah, that's how they usually do it. I've seen that they build the position over a couple of days. Like, how Scott always says, I don't like shorting on first day moves because really that's probably not when the shorts are building in. Day 2, day 3, when that starts to get hit there, that's when you usually start to see that build up, but something to look for.
I've sat and traded with that guy for 2 days, Tim Gratani.
Yeah, you did,
on the roof
Scott.
of Holiday Inn, man. Him and his wife up there. Yes.
So Grutani.
I mean, he was OTC man, right back then. But yeah, that is.
Scott,
he come in and started everything off, man.
I know them all with you, Scott. I've been in those rooms. I've been in with them all. Ross Cameron was my Timothy
Ross,
Sykes. Timothy Sykes.
Yeah, I love Sykes. He's good. He makes me laugh, that boy.
Yeah, he does. Sykes is definitely an interesting character. I'll go to Italy with you, Sykes. Let me know when you're out there on the boat next time. But yeah, definitely. I got some stories we'll definitely get through. Maybe today's not the best day for it, but I'll let you guys know a couple of stories throughout the times. And it's very important to like do your research. I've gone through all of them. And that's important, right? I think it is something to look after. Booking. Just looking at this company today because American Airlines put out that kind of like concern in the market today. So something to kind of keep an eye out for. Expedia is coming down fast, man. Trip also one that you can look at for continued downside. How's Delta Airlines? Yeah, it's coming back. FFIE, man, FFIE, yeah, that company is just. I mean, I can tell you when I first looked at this vehicle, yeah, it looked a little bit futuristic and just they already told you it's Faraday future. It's for the future, man. I can see the future. Qs are battling right now, and so is Nvidia. Nvidia is on that little kind of stair step up higher, but we'll see, man. Not seeing much there. ASTS back up to 717, and that might make one more last attempt push. We'll see what happens there. ONMD, Chewy. ANF tried to get back there through that 180s. Will this start to pull back? Tesla fake out to the upside there a little bit. You can see Tesla coming down today. Looking around. Rivian. What's up with Ford? I haven't seen Ford in a while. Pretty weak. Tesla, what are you going to do, man? There's not much movement out there, guys. I'm looking around, guys. Big movers on the day. Like even like big stocks. I'm seeing like maybe like a 1%. Here's one from the open that's not the worst, but Netflix pretty strong there. Trying to see some of the bigger names here. Intuit, EMPH, Uber with a little bit of a push. Dollar Tree. All right, guys, it's about 10:30. What's going on, guys? Are you guys seeing any stock? You guys are looking for trade in action? I know I'm looking for it. Just seems like it's a slow grind kind of day right now so far. UAL back up to 50/50s. Will now this get hit here? This one doesn't look too bad. Airbnb trying to push there. All right, starting to see a little decline come in there on DAL. I like this off the hourly, off the 49.50s. So this 49.50s could get shorted off of right there. Could give it that down to 48.50s. See if I can get one more attempt here to try to come back there. It's like 49.30s. It's already fallen off the tape there. UAL down also. Where's the stave? Lucy, I'm home. I see you, Lucy.
Oh, there's the pop. Yep.
I see you, Lucy.
There it is. Pop, pop, pop. And it comes in.
Lucy. Oil's getting hit hard today, man.
Oh, nice. And Lucy on the tape. Unsurprisingly.
ASTS looking heavy now. Looking like it wants to break from the 7s here. Maybe get back towards the 670s. A little part of me is even thinking about scalping that move. It just broke the 7 there. For me, I'd look for like 706 entry now. Back to VWAP. Let's take a shot on that. Why don't we do it? ASTS here. See if I could get the 706 entry. My gave it to me. No cigar. MACD up a little decent amount. LiDAR. Not a big move in this small cap land right now. Nvidia with a nice little push, man. That thing pulled back and it's back to 14s. That GME call was a good one, man. Doesn't look bad. It's been hanging out there. That's for sure.
Yeah, still holding that buy side at 22. You got a lower sell side on that? Tap into it right now.
Yeah, it's definitely a slower down kind of day now.
Yeah, for me, all gets a bit risky at the 10:30 time. And let's just draw that in. That's the gap between them two. Sorry, man. The gap down
there. No, you're
there.
Good.
21.90. If we break down to 21.18. And the sell side's stepping down now. So it's all on this level here that seems to be sticking like glue at 22. But sell side, every single one, well, two of them at least, or three of them in total, have held this morning. So let's see if we get that crack of 22. Sorry, Mitch, what you got?
No, I'm looking around, guys. I'm trying to find a nice little play here. DKS sometimes affects AZO. No, it's Academy. Academy. Which one was it? You see, sometimes you forget a ticker or two. Academy is ASO. There we go. So I'm looking to see if this could get a little bit of a lift off that DKS. It's holding. It just held that little VWAP pullback. Went down out the gates, actually. Not a common name that too many people know, so I'm keeping an eye on it. All right, guys, what's going on, traders out there? It's definitely gonna a little bit of a slow up here, guys. But I'll let you guys do a little bit of some trading action choose here. It's 10:38. This is where if you guys see a big mover or a trade that you guys want to see made, understand that you guys call the shots sometimes. This is where you guys choose the action. All right, you choose, we trade, post your ticker, direction, price. Let me know, guys. Where am I coming after today, guys? I'm looking around for trades. Just trying to find a couple out there. I'm seeing the Qs just slowly just grind higher, higher, higher. It's stair-stepping its way back to the upside. We'll see what happens if this does change. But for right now, the trend is higher right now. It looks like it. SPY up there to the 527s. Let's look at the daily chart. Daily chart still holding in that kind of pullback 90 MA area. Let's see what we got in the chat here. What are you guys taking a look at?
Great Scott, we got a halt.
Lucy.
I think it's probably more likely about to resume, isn't it? If it's a circuit breaker there. Yes, it is.
Mara, I like that action there. Not a bad mention there by my man, Future Day Trade there. ASTS is going back up. That's how it goes sometimes, man. Mara. CLSK also battling in that 17s area. Trying to get up there. They're trying.
$10 for Lucy.
Lucy.
What's going to happen here? So, first halt of the day, is it? Boom. What we got?
Lucy. There's Mara pulling back a little bit there.
Lucy on the tape.
First solar now to 285. Great Scott indeed. That thing is rocketing up there now. They didn't tell me in JPM that they were going to go long today, but that looks like analyst move action out there. Definitely looks like those analyst ratings getting to that first solar lift. Chewy. 2150 now. That's just continued to climb. ANF trying to get through that 180 now, struggling off that 180.
Lucy on the tape again.
Man, ANF hasn't even pulled back to the VWAP. It's impressive.
Lucy 134 was that? Wilson covered break even and ISTS.
We got out there, guys. ASTS for solar mentioned in the chat. MRO. Mara back to the VWAP there.
Whoa, Lucy is off the 134. Wilson was saying that was the gap back from where we're talking there.
All right, guys, I'm going to look for a clean spark short here. So that you guys were looking at the Mara long situation there. I think so. At least I just saw Mara off the VWAP, and Mara also looks like a little bit of a short to me. So I'm going to have to actually go on the opposite end of this side and go for the short here. Taking a starter right now. I just went 500 shares short there of clean spark here. We'll see what happens. Going to hold off this kind of 66 area on the top end. You can see the 5 minute has been trying to build and get back up there. Definitely if it doesn't get back over to 63, I could see that cut down through the 1730s. Let's see what happens here. All right. All right, let's see what happens going in after clean spark. Lucy now on the halt down. That's tough.
I wonder how many traders are caught up in that.
Yeah. All right, starting to get a move into my direction now. I just want this to start kind of flushing down through the trend line. 740s is a big spot.
BNAI back on the tape again here. Still didn't come down for this one. It kind of missed at 179. That sell side failed initially, obviously pushing that momentum up to 239, which is the pre-market highs, now session highs. What have we got? So, and this is, remember, it's where we get into that time of day. We held sell side up there at 239. That would have been a short down to the kind of $2. And now we're getting into this kind of even squeezier kind of coiling action, potentially going into lunch. I say going into lunch. It's only 11, but, you know, I feel we get a bit algo at this time of day. So sell side is there. So you're now looking at between like 2 and 215. So there's no room to really play that unless you're looking for the buy and anticipating the break of kind of 220s and then going for new highs of day. And this has been consistently on that tape, consistently been called out through pre-market into the whole session. So we'll see what it's got. BRLT on the tape. Whoa. It was a little bit sketchy before now. The volume, yeah, as it says, kicked in. I don't like that. Sell side 265 to hold. If it closes above 265, you could get it. Woo. And then you really would get it. Let's see how far that is in. 280. Oh, I thought it would be more than that. It's just huge. 282.3. What's that coming off on the tape? Google, Amazon. Okay. At the time, I was gutted that I covered that in video, but now when you look at it, it's like, well, actually, it's such a good call. And in hindsight, it's like, oh, what a long that would have been. There's BNAI again. So there it is. So let's see if that can push above the VWAP and get up there at 216, 220. Oh, there it is. Huge on the tape.
There we go. Clean spark for me. Definitely a battle here, guys. We'll see what happens with this. It could break out above the 1770s. I'm short it, but we'll see what happens there. Mara above 21 also looks good too. That's a good mention, future day trade. So we'll find out what happens there.
Wilson's gone again on ASTS.
Savage.
You're in again? It's just going up, man.
He said, those rockets, I've seen them. They've gone sideways and then back down.
No, I know. He's
it bounced off the launch pad there.
Yeah, what you want is that mean reversion. Trade. Next buy side at 720s.
All right, let's see if I can work my way back into the green today, guys. It's definitely a battle, and like always, it's never one way. I think a lot of the times, a lot of traders out there seem like they never lose, and I think it's important to see it, right? The key is how do you manage losses is very important. That's what keeps you in the game. We'll actually be talking about this at our event, of course. You guys see it at the top there. I will definitely throw up a link here so that you guys can check it out. Our deep dive into trading and how to manage positions, things like that is so important to learn. You guys don't want to miss it. June 3rd, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And when's June 3rd? Because I know that a lot of you guys are lost. It's Monday, guys. Don't miss it. See you guys there.
Oh, sorry, Wilson, I missed that. Are you ready to go long on ASTS? Not at this time. Not at this time.
He's just trying to get you to go long.
I know where
he's trying to come down. Yeah. You know it, Scott. You know it.
No, he's all right, Wilson. He wouldn't do that. Yeah, it's it'd get me to shorten cover so it flushes. But no, it looks good here. You did have a little flush there, Wilson. So
Wilson, I love your icon, but honestly, I think it should just be, you know, the Wilson castaway little symbol. Wilson. Let's see what happens here on Clean Spark, guys. I'm battling over here, guys. I'm down, but not out. Down and not out. Battling, guys. We'll see what happens. It's got 1,000 shares short here. 47s. Not the best entry. Would rather be closer towards the 1760s, right? Towards the top end of the range, so I can risk towards the top end. But let's see if we can finally get a little bit of a breakdown here. Mara is another one that I'm watching. Back above 21's the bullish move. I'm looking for a rejection of that. We'll find out what happens right here. There's Clean Spark back down to the bottom end of the range here. Just looking for another little cut down back to 1730s. Maybe we can start working our way back on the day.
You're on that 730s right now. Nice little pop to 1730s now. If you can get under that VWAP, you've got a little flush off everything there. Oh.
Let's see if we can get it. Clean Sparks made me money on the upside. Maybe it'll make me some money on the downside. See a big candle just come and take out like down to here to the 1730s.
BNAI.
What's up with that?
It's not giving up. Just
not giving up, man. has the fist up and it's ready to fight.
All that volume. What's the float long? Let me just do a little float check on this.
A little float. What's the float? What's the float?
Oh, that's got to help you out there. Go and read it again. Come on. Come on. You underneath that trend line now, are you?
Yeah. Just hanging here, guys. So you see clean spark for me. Now this trend line is going to be very important for it not to get back above. If it can keep rejecting that, go to the bottom end of the range. Guess what? I bounced back, man. So I'm looking to bounce back here, risking a little bit, but at the same time, not going to rush towards a small profit and just take a haircut off the amount today. We did step up in size. So that's all that matters, is just continuing the risk to return. That's what will get me back if I keep focusing on risk to return. All right, guys, it's 10:56. Let's do a little bit of a recap, start wrapping up the day. I'll let Scott focus on what he's doing right now. I'll let you guys know a little bit about my day, right? Let's get into our recap. Like always, we do it right here for you guys live. Smash the like if you guys are enjoying the stream. We need some more likes. Get it up there, guys. All right, guys, let's get to the action. Let's see what we can come up with, guys. Let's change this up here. All right, guys. So today was a battle of First Solar. I went after First Solar and definitely got hit there, guys. It was the battle for the short, and you can see how this trend line's climbed all day. At some point, I could see this cutting down, but for right now, this is a battle that I don't want to stay in. Did take a big hit there, and like always, going to step up 443 down. We'll see what we end up at the end of the day. Going to keep the battle on right now. Clean spark in the green position. Looking for this to come down through the 1730s. This could bounce me back and get me back into the action today. We'll see what happens there. There's clean spark down to the 1733s. One more cut down into the 1720s, and I can take a good amount off. Then look for this to keep going through the 17s. We'll see what happens on clean spark. But that's the battle for today. And like always, we're going to show you guys battles, wins, and losses. Definitely smash the like if you guys enjoy that type of stream. I'd like to show it to you guys all. All right, that's the action for me today. I'll kick it to my man, Scott. Scott's been looking around all over the place. Now the Q's making a little bit of a pullback. It's been an ASTS, BNAI. You've been all over those, Scotts. What did you see today?
So ASTS. So like I said, first time try the short pops. So straight out, because I don't want to see that run the pre-market highs there. Then it rejected off the sell side liquidity pool again here. So I had another little try. Little push down. Again, I expect these to flush and get back down to those buy-side liquidity levels, and it was struggling to do that. The tape was silent on this, so I didn't kind of have my night vision goggles on here because it wasn't giving me that info that I normally listen to. So covered that there as well. So that was it. And then obviously the push up from there. So well out there for me at the moment. And then what else did I have? GME. Let's see if I can get that on. We're not on here. Just get a link on here. Yeah, so GME. Oh, it's there. There's your 21. It's going for now. See, it's just broken that $2 level there. GME was short from, like I said, I was waiting for that 22.80 level. Shorted that as it was in there, and took it off just before the buy-side liquidity pool, which bounced in, then come back up. The trade was on again, but I didn't take the second opportunity. So what was that? 60s, 40 cents on GME. And then NVDL for me today, not NVDA. So that was Initial short there, then an add just below, so kind of wore that up and then added as it come back down again, 59.56. Covered it into that level where I heard NVDA kind of pushing back up. So what is that? 59.70 down to 58.90. Just under $1 on that with 2 ads. So that was me for today.
All right. Love to see it, guys. And like always, we're going to keep battling with you guys. You guys don't go anywhere. There's a lot more for you guys. Trade the Pool has it all, right? And don't forget, we will be announcing that swing trading program on the event right above. No BS, live trading. Get it, guys, the playbook. That's what we're all looking for. We're all looking for edge. We'll see you back tomorrow morning. Smash the like before you get out of here. Time to keep going, guys. The battle's still on.